Okay, so I'm here for concertblogger.com with David and Olivia from Huntington Beach, California, originally.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your, what kind of music do you play, and what do you got going on right now?
Well, we're here in New York, and it's a pleasure being here. We're on tour. It's our
first East Coast
swing here, and so we're here for a little bit. We are an Americana duo. Americana being blues, country, folk, all American roots music, and we kind of blend them together with a little California flair to them.
Kind of like to call it a melancholy sweetness.
Yeah, and that's what we're about. We kind of pick from people that were influential to us, from Patsy Cline to
Johnny
Cash to the Rolling Stones, and so it's just, it kind of spans the spectrum, even contemporary, such as, we often get compared to the Civil Wars or the Lumineers or something like that, but we're just happy that roots music is seeing a resurgence right now. So, yeah.
What?
Just look into the
Looking
camera.
into the camera.
Yeah, you did.
Well, it's so hot. You want to look into the person's face, but
Yeah.
Actually, that's a great thing when I'm on the stage too. Just a stage presence thing. If somebody's taking pictures of you, look at them.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people really don't look at the photographer in the pit. Okay, I understand you don't want to stare at them, but at the same time, I kind of feel like as a photographer in a pit, I'm like all the fans that aren't here right now.
We're up close and personal, getting to
It's a
see.
good way to think about it. I never thought about that.
Yeah, it's like I'm not me. I'm just some guy with a camera. Yeah, but I'm all your fans that aren't
see
here.
this angle.
Yeah, or just want to see you that maybe you're in their bedroom somewhere that all they have is an internet connection.
Very true.
So how did you get together? How did you meet?
It's about almost 2 years ago that we met. We were both on the same bill at Pig and Whistle in Hollywood. And I played a little earlier on in the set and didn't know that he was actually playing later. He didn't know that I was playing, so it was kind of a happenstance of the universe. And I started off my set with a little Janis Joplin, Mercedes-Benz, and he was there playing some different music than the rock band that he was part of at the time, and kind of was trying to find a voice, or knew he wanted a voice for the song that he wrote called Key to My Heart. And I guess when I started singing, it was the voice he heard in his head.
Yeah, it just went off, and I was sitting with my wife, and we both turned to each other, and we're like, that's the voice that we hear, that's it. And first time we met up, actually, because I got her information through a friend of hers and whatnot that was there. And, first time we met up was in the studio in North Hollywood, and we recorded that song, which we re-released on this record on the scene.
And Key to My Heart was a finalist in the Gretsch
Songwriting competition.
It was a
Songwriting competition last summer, and we were just happy, thankful, blessed that was what came about. And so that kind of, we got so much positive feedback from what we were doing together that we said, hey, let's go in the studio and let's record a David and Olivia full record. And so we went into the studio, and
The end of last year.
yeah, end of last year, winter, and hashed this new record out. It's just amazing.
I find it funny that this new record really sounds very summerish. There's a lot of bright happiness, love songs type of things, and I thought it was kind of funny that you recorded it in the dead of winter. But then I thought, the dead of winter in California, Southern California, is not quite like the dead of winter anywhere else.
Yeah, that's where we kind of get that California country sound that we have. We're not from Nashville. We're not from Texas. We're California kids. I surf. We live by the beach, and so we write music that's kind of indicative of what we're doing there.
We were traveling so much up and down California, wineries, wine bars, that's probably why you feel that summer feeling from the record. And it only made sense to kind of sit on it and really release it beginning of spring of this year, so that it could kind of flow into and really fit kind of like a soundtrack of summer.
Okay. What's your songwriting process like when you actually sit down to write a song? Do you do the music? She does the lyrics. Is it like what's it usually like?
It's a subconscious collaborative effort when we write music.
Mm-hmm.
We will have, like, for instance, last year, like we said, we've been touring up and down the West Coast, playing wineries and wine bars, and we got to talk about a lot of different things, from relationships, life lessons, past histories, good stuff, bad stuff. And we got a real good chance to learn about each other. And so when we sat down to write the songs, whether it was me writing a song or her writing a song or whatnot, we hashed those out. They were as if we were both there writing them, even if we were writing them by ourselves in a quiet room or something.
I don't think we're quite as, like, if I have an idea, send it over to him, do something with it, David, have fun. It's kind of the same with him. He'll show me, and it's always like a very collaborative show and tell sort of a situation where.
And then we take it back into our respective kind of private areas, and then kind of think about it and sit on it and hash it out in our own minds. At least that's the way I do it. And I just need complete silence and just a room with a guitar. And that's hard to do with a 20-month-old baby running around the house. But so that's the good part. And that's kind of how we write. Yeah.
Cool, awesome. First Matt. Congratulations on having your video premiered in Guitar World magazine.
Thank you. That was
How
a
did that-
huge thing for me as a guitar player growing up.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, wow, it must be so big.
It was just really cool when we got that here at Big Picture Media. They sent it over to us, and I was just like jumping out of my boots because just growing up, I started playing guitar at 13, and I've always loved rock, and all my heroes were in that magazine, from Slash to Joe Perry to Dimebag Darrell from Pantera, anybody that I loved playing guitar, and they were in there, and I would go over that as a teenager, sit there, read the columns, read the lessons, and go over all the different, guitar stuff, and it was just really cool for me. It was, it was like in a little small way, it was like a dream come true.
Yeah.
One more thing you can check off the bucket list.
Yeah, but I mean, it was for a song that's, not specifically a guitar song, it's more of just a song. So it's not like it's got any crazy riff in it or anything like that, but however you do it, it's fine. No rhyme or reason, so.
Things must seem like they're going at light speed right now.
Especially being in New York, yes.
Yes, exactly. You just made your television debut in Southern California.
Yes.
You have a live appearance about to be released through the country website, The Boot.
Yeah, we're very excited about.
And you've got the tour going on here. Is there anything else that we should know about that you're
We
just
are
kinda...
subconsciously writing right now. Yes, in New York. We were in South by Southwest. We were writing a song. Like, we came back from a gig in March when we were down there at South by Southwest in Austin. And we were both a couple beers, came back, we're tired, but still kind of feeling like
The muse.
just
Feeling
the
the
muse.
music.
Yeah, feeling it. I
Yeah.
sat down with the guitar, and Liv was, I think she was washing her face or brushing her teeth, and I started playing, and it was an idea that she had, and I started playing with it, and then we wrote like 2 more ideas off of that, and I still have those on my iPhone, and we're gonna sit down and hash those out later on this fall, and we're gonna be back in the studio in the wintertime.
We're just going to be traveling so much this year. This year's been all about kind of getting out of California and experiencing music and our music in different parts of America.
We'll be
And
back in Texas this fall.
after every trip, we tend to have like a resurgence of new ideas, new concepts, and I'm just excited about what this whole year of traveling around and doing our music will bring in the record, recording process.
Their whole thing is just keep creating good music, good performance, surround yourself with the right people, and things will happen. Good things will happen.
So I did see an interview that you'd done at South by, and you have a relative that was in the Alamo.
Yes, yes.
I want to know that story.
That is some history right there. And when you go to Texas, if you're a descendant of a defender of the Alamo, that's like, Texas is so prideful. It's like its own little country. It's big enough to be its own country, and
It's bigger than most countries.
it's bigger than most. Yes, and this was I'm the 14th generation from that, and his name was Gregorio Esparza. His brother fought on Santa Anna's side, on the Mexican side, so it's a real big story.
Really?
He fought for Texas, and when Santa Anna's army from Mexico rolled over the Alamo like it was nothing, his brother said, "Hey, would you mind giving my brother Gregorio a proper burial?" He said, "Why?" You know, he was fighting for Texas. You know, a lot of the people said Santa Anna saw that, hey, this is special. This is family. You know, so he was the only person that was on the opposite side, on Texas' side, to get a proper Christian burial. And you can go to his burial there at the Alamo and whatnot. And he's in books and movies, and so it's kind of cool. You know, it's this small piece of history
That's
that
awesome.
I'm connected to.
Awesome. And lastly, let me think. Lastly, I guess it's lastly. You recently cut your hair. As a
Yes.
long-haired, freaky person myself, what's up with that?
So about every 5 years, I cut my hair for this little charity called Locks of Love, and they create wigs for cancer patients, little boys and girls, but mainly little girls. So there's going to be a little girl that's pretty stoked to have long curly hair, and me being a father, it just seems like the right thing to do. I get choked up, you know. So yeah, but it's a cool little beautiful part that I can do, because I can't do too much, but
Got that
because
good
we're always on the
hair.
road or doing something like that. And but yeah, the hair. So I figure that's pretty cool. So
Good service, Dave.
Yeah.
Good job. Keep growing that hair.
thanks, Liv. Yeah.
Awesome. So this has been David and Olivia, and they'll be on the road soon. They're the 15th of June. They're in the Way Station in Brooklyn, and on the 16th of June, they're at the Living Room here in New York City in Manhattan. So thank you very much for your time,
Thank you.
and we'll be seeing you on the road.
Awesome. Cheers.